Hey guys, how's it going? This is Yuba. We're going to do a question on quadratic equations. In the previous video, we did 12 subtract x minus 6x squared. We had two objectives. The first one was to factorize this expression up to here. Okay, so this one would be the expression. And the next part was to actually solve the equation, okay, when equated to 0. If you didn't watch that video, you can watch it right now and then come back to the other stuff, because this one is which we'll be doing, it will be a bit more challenging. Okay, so we'll be doing this one here, and then we'll do another video when we'll be doing a more difficult 4x squared minus 17x minus 12. Okay, so the question asks us to factorize the following equation. Okay, so we're supposed to factorize this is supposed to read expression, because you don't have equal to 0 here. This is supposed to read expression, so it's supposed to read factorize the following expression: 4x squared minus 11x plus 6. Okay, hence or otherwise we're going to take this part, we're going to use the same factor or same factors, algebraic factors that we find from this step here. We're going to use them to solve the equation. Okay, so we have 4x squared minus 11x plus 6 equal to 0. You can pause the video, especially if you watched the previous video. You can pause the video and then try to work ahead of me, and then we'll see if we're getting the same answers. So essentially, you're looking for two numbers that will give you the product. We said product is the coefficient of the term in x squared, and then the coefficient of the term in x to the power 0, or the standalone number. So the product would be 4 multiplied by 6. Okay, we don't need to actually know what 4 multiplied by 6 is, just like I told you in the previous video. The sum is equal to the coefficient of the term in x. So it's just your negative 11. You're looking for two numbers such that when you multiply them, you get this, and then when you add them, you get negative 11. So the first numbers that you have 4 multiplied by 6. These ones, you can't work with them to get negative 11. So you have to be creative, okay? So you're looking for better numbers which you can use here. And we say the way that we look for numbers is by dividing one side by the same factor and then multiplying the other side by the same factor. Okay, so we find a number which is a factor for one of the numbers. So for example, I can say I want 2 here, so I can say 6 divided by 2, so I can get 3, and then in the same breath I can multiply this number here by 2. Okay, so that's such that I get 8. And notice that's 4 multiplied by 6, it's equal to 24, and 8 multiplied by 3, it's equal to 24 as well. So what you're doing is you're preserving your product. You're not changing anything. You're just looking for numbers such that when you can work with them to get a negative 11. So here we just happen to have the factors actually. So it's 8 and 3. It's workable for you to get negative 11. Okay, how would you do it? So negative 11 is equal to negative 8, negative 3. Okay, so negative 8 minus 3, you get negative 11. So this is how you find the factors. But then if it were any different, maybe you could have divided the 6 here by 3, then you'd have done 2, and then you multiply this one here by 3, then you would have done 12. So this one you'd know that it's definitely not, and then you just keep going, dividing one side and getting unique numbers. Of course, what you're looking for are the numbers which you can use to get your factors. So here to factorize, you have 4x squared minus 11x plus 6 is equal to. So what I'm going to do for these ones are called affected quadratic equations, in the sense that you actually have a coefficient here which is not 1. Okay, so these are called affected quadratic expressions. So here you're going to replace this this negative 11x. You're going to replace that with terms in x using these numbers. So it's going to be negative 8x, negative 3x. Notice that negative 8x, negative 3x, you simply get negative 11x. Okay, so I hope you're happy with that. So you get this one. And then here you're supposed to factorize the first two numbers and then factorize the second two numbers to get the same brackets. So here the highest common factor between 4x squared and 8x, it's supposed to be 4x. Okay, So 4x into 4x squared, you simply get x. Then 4x into 8x, you simply get 2. So you get negative 2 here, okay? So 4x into negative 8x, you get negative 2. Then here, you factorize the highest common factor, which is negative 3 for this case. And when you're factorizing, you can also just be mindful, okay, you want to match your brackets. Here, when we factorize 3, then it becomes a problem. Then you'd get negative x plus 2, okay? So you don't want that. So here you factor out negative 3, and then you say into x, and you get x, and then into 6, obviously, you get negative 2, okay? So negative 3 into positive 6, you get negative for the sign, negative and positive, you get negative, and then you get 2 here. Notice that our brackets, so this one and this one, they are meshed. So we are very happy with that, okay? So what you're going to do is you're just going to, last time in the previous video, I had to tell you that you should factor out this one. Now that you know that that's what you'll be doing, it's no longer necessary for you to do that. What you just do is to collect the coefficients and make them into their own bracket. And then afterwards, you collect the other coefficients and then make them into their own bracket as well. So you get this, okay? So this one would be your factorized expression. Afterwards, we are now using the hence part, okay? So hence, we can find the equation. So we can find 4x squared minus 11x plus 6 equal to 0. Why? Because we know this expression gives these vectors, okay? So you actually have 4x minus 3, and then x minus 2 like this equal to 0. So in order for this expression to be 0, one of these, which are the factors, must also be 0. So 4x minus 3 equal to 0. So this bracket, or x minus 2 equal to 0. So here I'm going to leave 4x to the side, and then I'm going to kick over negative 3 to the side, becomes 3. Or I'm going to kick over negative 2 to the side, then it becomes 2, like this, okay? So already this one, we actually have the roots of the quadratic equation. And then this one here, we can also find the root of the quadratic equation by just dividing by 4, okay? So x equal to 3 over 4 like this, okay? So at the end of the day, x is equal to 2 or 3 over 4. So this is how you go about doing it, okay? The beautiful thing about quadratic equations is that you can actually prove whether you've done the correct thing or not. We're going to do later videos where we can actually focus on this a little bit more. But then if you're interested in some of this math and going back to the simple concepts, then you might be interested in joining the Premier Learning course. Okay, so for maths, if you're interested, just go to our website or just contact me on the numbers on your screen. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. This has been fun for me. I hope it was fun for you as well. So Yuba out.